Ladies, welcome back to the Power of Women podcast. I'm your host, Tori J, and
Teso the Starseed.
we are here, ladies, with a hot topic. It's something I can't wait to get into this one today. We are talking about the pressure to stay in relationships. So, I will start, ladies. Let me jump into this real quick because I've been looking forward to jumping into this. So, the pressure to stay in relationships. How many times have you been in a relationship and wanted to go and couldn't leave? Felt like you couldn't leave because you can always leave, but you couldn't leave. What were or even if it's not you, somebody you know, a mother, an aunt, older women, the indoctrination for all of us is deep, but it varies slightly per generation. So
right.
The older women they feel a different pressure to stay in relationships for different reasons than we do. But how many women do you know around you, related to you, friends, people you've heard of, or even yourself? Have you ever stayed and felt like you couldn't go? And what are some of the reasons you came up with? Right. Because I've been in a situation before where I feel I couldn't go. Sometimes it's been because we live together and it's like, hey, what am I gonna do? How does this work? What happens? What about if kids are involved? A lot of women stay because kids are involved. A lot of women stay because, and this is one I hear all the time, I done put so much time into this man. I done made him, I don't want another woman to reap the benefits of my hard work. I've heard that so many times. And just time in general. I've had some women say, I've been with him so long, the time you feel like you've spent so much of your time, and time is valuable. We know that
wasted, and it's not. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And sometimes even embarrassment. Sometimes you feel like, oh dang, absolutely. Like, what are we gonna tell people? We've been married this long, ladies. And yes, oh my God. You're like, oh man, I don't want everybody to know what's going on, or depending on what the reason is you're trying to split. Sometimes you don't want people to now start asking questions. So, and then you have other things like assets or things that you guys have accumulated. Right. Some people are like, you have couples now that are like bloggers and YouTubers and stuff. So they have different reasons from shared not wanting income. To split, but yeah, shared income, and they've built this brand around them being together. So sometimes that feels away the embarrassment or the assets that you have amongst yourself. So it's a lot of different reasons, but I'm here to tell you that none of those reasons matter. Okay, none of them are important enough to stay when you really don't want to.
And you know what, just to add on to that as well, right? Because I know you mentioned it anyway, but I think as from my experience, I've seen a lot of women stay in relationships, even though they know they're toxic, because it's like they know they deserve better, but they can't seem to they just can't remove themselves from the situation. It's like they now I look back on it and I kind of feel, I guess it's a lack of self-esteem and self-worth.
Yeah.
So that you should leave, but you can't. You want the person to love you. They're not. And it's funny because I said, you hear women say, if a man is being terrible to them, he cheats, he beats, all kinds of different things, abusive anyway, right? And you hear her often say, but he's the love of my life. We say that with so much.
Or he's not that bad.
Right. And I think about that and I'm like, how can you say that? Why is this person the love of your life? They can't possibly be the love of your life because they're bringing you this much pain. Can you not see that? How do you not, the mind doesn't allow you to see that because it's just a desperate cling of, we're just scared of being alone. Yeah. Especially as women, because men don't really have that fear. Men don't have the fear of being alone. In fact, they want to be alone.
They're praised for it. Yeah.
But as women, again, because we don't have validation unless we're attached, we're very, very scared of being alone. Oftentimes, look at when men insult us, right? even women will do it to ourselves. You're going to end up old and alone. You're going to be a lonely old woman. Or if you're too picky, you know, they keep telling us, they love to say that to us. You're too picky. You're going to be alone because, you know, it's better you settle for something that you do not like, something that you do not want, than to be by yourself in your own company, living life as an individual the way that God created you. No, you need to just settle. You're being too picky. You must unite with this man. And oftentimes you just end up being resentful and miserable. You know, like completely resentful and miserable in those kinds of situations. But yeah, so I think that it's a lot of lack of self-esteem stops us from going, because it's like we want them to love us. They're clearly showing you by their cheating, their disrespect, their insults, that they are not the one for you. But you find all of these different reasons not to leave.
Yes, you do. And you know what? A lot of times, women, we really as a community, Black people, we suffer and have suffered so much for so long. We are operating in a constant state of trauma.
Right.
Definitely
we are.
And we don't know it. We make it look real good and we make it look real funny. We'll make you laugh. We make you have a good time. And a lot of times those are just our masks. Well, sometimes it's just our natural talent for having a good time, but we mask our pain so well as a community. And women, we've mastered it. We've mastered it. You might have well have learned how to put makeup on your emotions, because one thing I realized. Yes, we put makeup on our emotions, okay?
Powerful.
One thing I realized that we do, like, how many women do you know have stayed in a relationship after being abused? And
so many.
And in abuse, that is a conversation for another day. Likewise.
Yeah, of course.
Likewise. That is a conversation for another day. That's a deep one. We will talk about that, come back to that.
We will.
But a lot of women that stay in relationships after being abused, I realize you are already psychologically broken down. You have already faced so much trauma, and the reason you're staying there anyway probably has to do with other issues that you hadn't even dealt with or even realized you had from childhood or your life. But now when you're with somebody and they've manipulated you or they beat you, other things start to happen. It's like this psychological breakdown. And slowly over time, you don't value yourself. You don't see any worth. You might not be able to even say it out loud, but in a sense, you believe that you deserve that because you won't leave. And I realize that women who are in those situations, you know, we have to learn to be more compassionate, because one thing that really triggers me is when women are in abusive situations and they're attacked. Like the girls that were dealing with R. Kelly. I hated seeing how they were attacked because the girls kept going back. I'm like, you don't even understand the kind of psychological damage that has been done to these babies to make them keep going back to this man, to even say out loud that he's done nothing and then later come out and be able to admit that he has done so much. Like, you have no idea. When people say that, I know they have no compassion, no empathy. I know they've never been in a situation,
but it's always for
where
women,
they've been abused. Always for women. No sympathy.
Always, there's no
sympathy for
us. We are,
none.
Ever. It's always our fault. Down to the Adam and Eve story, it's always the woman's fault. In any situation, the men never take accountability.
It's and knowing the way they lie, Adam was the reason for all that.
Of course, girl, bye. It wasn't girl, bye.
You lied and blamed it on Eve.
That's why he has the Adam's apple with his lying ass.
Exactly.
Where's Eve's Adam's apple?
There. Exactly.
Please. But like they just don't take accountability, like down to the short skirt. You know, if a woman gets raped, she's wearing a short skirt. And again, the argument is so barbaric to me, because I mean, I have brothers, I have people in my family, I know people in general, right? We all know men. So I would hate to believe that any man I know would see a woman walking down the street butt naked. I mean, no underwear, butt naked, and would now feel the need to attack her because she was naked. And if you as a man believe that and feel that, that's so problematic. But the focus, again, society will remove the focus from the man who clearly has an emotional, psychological imbalance, right? And now blame the woman and say, why were you going out naked? Our bodies are now demonized and shamed because you can't control yourself when you look at me. So we're constantly, it's always the woman's fault. It's never the man. Why did you stay? Why didn't you fight back? Why didn't you? Not let's address the oppressor or let's address the attacker.
If you get cheated on, it's your fault. It's, well, what were you doing?
You didn't do something
You didn't do
right.
enough of this for him. If you get abused, what were you doing? What did she do to make him hit
stay?
Her? Yeah, why would you leave
stay?
Him? Yeah,
it was low. Yeah,
whether you stay, whether you go, whether you get cheated on, it always comes back to you, which brings me back to the point that, ladies, that pressure that you feel to stay, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your soul. Matter of fact, I clicked on something about Steph Curry's mom. The reason why it was brought to my attention is because it was a guy on, I guess, some show speaking about why she was divorcing her husband after 33 years. And why would she do that? She's an older woman. What older woman? What you gonna do as an older woman? God. You know, and his points were, well, she's not going to be sitting at the house playing with the grandkids. She wants to be single. She wants to experience single life. She wants to be out in those streets. And he goes, no disrespect. Of course not to Steph Curry's mom, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, a lot of women out here filing for divorce and want to be single. First of all, why would you assume,
go ahead, you do it.
Why would you assume that the reason why she wants to be single after 33 years, and it's a man that she has kids with, why would you assume that it's because she wants to experience single life and just be in these streets, as he put it? It was so ignorant to listen to this man.
Irrational, completely irrational.
He trashed her, and it was so disgusting. I mean, I was quickly looking for, I had real quick trying to find the video I was looking for so I could turn away because it was so disgusting. I was arguing with him and realized after a while he couldn't hear me. And so I stopped. I stopped because I'm like, oh, this isn't a conversation. He doesn't hear me. But I was frustrated because I'm like, man, like, you don't even know. I don't know. We don't know why to separate. Maybe they just decided that they want to go separate ways. Maybe it was a beautiful just agreement. Maybe she was abused. Maybe she was cheated on. Maybe she found somebody else that she's interested in. Whatever the reason is, if you want to leave, just simply want to leave with no deeper reason, then that is your business, and you should do that. You should do whatever feeds your soul.
How dare they?
And if there is a deeper reason, it was the fact that the man didn't even know why she was leaving. That's the part that blew me, because I'm like, how do you?
But then you see how. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
there.
you good.
But you see how. God, the misogyny, right? They don't miss a beat, because the underlying tone for women is that any kind of freedom and liberation of ourselves means we are prostitutes and we are harlots and we are sluts and we are hoes, right? Any kind of, that's just the underlying narrative with us. So now she wants to leave, right? And his mind is, she wants to be in the streets just for the streets, right? But then again, he's saying it in a derogatory way. Why? So that other women who were thinking about it, they're not. And if women who do like to just be out in the streets, because as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing wrong with wanting to be out in the goddamn streets. Let women live their lives. So the fact that he's even tackling the topic in that way is him literally reinforcing that patriarchal, misogynist view that, listen, you just wanted to be out in the streets because there's nothing else. That's all you women want to do. And you wanting to be out in the streets is terrible. It's such a horrible thing, because women who do things like that are trash. Do you know what I mean? It's, again, policing our sexuality. You know that they constantly police our sexuality. Like everything about it. Like we dare not ever try and have any kind of freedom or pleasures. Like I saw a meme the other day. I think I sent it to you. And it said, women are asking that they don't have with men. It's because we are slay queens. We bring nothing to the table. And then one of them said, you think sex is for pleasure. Oh, God. And that was one of the terrible things that we do as women. And I just thought, you don't see. And a lot of men underneath were like, yup, that's right, agreeing with the comment. And I thought, you don't even see. How do I begin to break down how problematic that is for you to even say that? We think that sex is for pleasure. So of course, sex isn't for pleasure for us. It is for you because you fuck anything. You guys are constantly sleeping around. No one, you're bigged up for it. You're giving fist bumps for doing it. right? But for us, it is purely for reproduction, and God forbid we enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's literally the underlying, back to Steph Curry, him saying that, it's back to the whole shaming and finding a way to just squash us in any kind of, because if that's what you were thinking, because the worst thing a woman can be is a prostitute, right? I don't know about, worldwide, I guess. In Nigeria, the biggest insult for a woman is an ashewo, and an ashewo is a prostitute. Like, everybody calls you ashewo. Like, it doesn't matter where, from the highest CEO to the security guards, any woman they see is an ashewo. They don't care.
That's the first insult. If there isn't anyone there to pay for it.
Right. And you see, we're now being blamed.
What do we call the men that pay for it? What do we call them?
No, nothing. Men. Men. they're called men. Like, they literally see us as, again, what I do with my sexual energy is terrible. Again, I'm choosing to have sex and get paid for it. How dare I? If I'm just having sex with you normally, that's not a bad thing, right? You that's paying for this sex, there's absolutely no repercussions for you. There's no insults or nothing, but I'm the disgusting one. But you think I'm disgusting, and you're coming to lay with me. You're coming to pay me to lay with me. But deep. Again, zero accountability, because the women we are literally the scapegoats of society. Yeah, we're the scapegoats.
You know what it is? Because you're not allowed as a woman to have fun. Are you kidding me? You can't have fun. You can't live your life. Steph Curry, I don't know. Again, I don't know his mom, but Steph Curry's mom is, according to the guys, she's an older woman. And obviously Steph is her son. She's a little bit older, and she's now filing for divorce, which honestly, when I first heard that part of it, I out loud, I said, good for you, girl.
I'm telling you.
Because I know how we are, and we all want to be loved and in relationships and married so bad that for this woman to decide to leave, she really felt like she wanted to leave. And it is so hard. And I know how hard it is to leave a guy that you're not even married, a guy that's trash and beats you. It's hard to leave those guys. So I can imagine a man that she has her children with, she's been with this long, their families are probably feel like, it probably feels like it's your family at this point. They built so much together, and 33 years is a very long time.
Absolutely.
So I immediately praised her because women do get shamed for leaving without even knowing why they're leaving. Women get shamed. And another thing I noticed is her being older. The guy made the comment that, she's not going to sit at home with the grandkids. And I was thinking, right, because that's what a good woman is, right? A woman who first of all, she shouldn't be leaving her husband after 33 years. It doesn't matter what she's going through. It doesn't matter how bad she feels. It doesn't matter if her soul is hurting, if he's beating on her, if he's cheating on her, or if she just done found the real love of her life, or if she just is tired of it. It doesn't matter what her reasons are.
For me, though,
girl, it's like it doesn't matter how she feels. She should stay there. And even if she is going to leave, she definitely shouldn't go out there and dare to find happiness again, meet somebody else, or experience single life. She should be at home with the grandkids. Like, that's what would make her a good woman. And if she's not doing those things, she's not a good woman. This man isn't even a man that's interested in her. But he can fix his mouth to say,
entitled, yes,
girl, to say what
and to be
she
enraged
should
by
be doing
and
what she shouldn't be doing. It's so stressful
in her own relationship.
And you know why else I applaud her aside from leaving? Not that I love love. I think love is beautiful, and self-love is included in that. Okay. Love Absolutely. Is so beautiful to me. If two people can find a sincere connection, sincere now, not this pressure, societal stuff that the people are told they're supposed to do. If people can find a sincere connection, phenomenal. If you can find that same love and connection within yourself and choose to do whatever feeds your soul, I think that is just as beautiful. And I think you should listen to yourself.
Honestly, I think that's the foundation of any kind of love, though. Like, I have to reiterate. Yeah.
It is.
If you don't do
and whatever
that,
you're doing, your soul should be satisfied. And if your soul isn't satisfied, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because as an older woman that's deciding to leave her husband, I applaud her for that. And also, I know that there's also a stigma against us women because, again, we have to look a certain way, dress a certain way. And as you get older, you're not You're not seen as a sexual being. You're not
No, not like how
applauded.
the men are
No, you're not
silver
applauded for being
foxes.
for exactly. You're not applauded for being a bachelorette or dating
Right,
or
right,
living
right.
your life or just to see an older woman enjoying herself and just dating and being free. No, you're not applauded for that. But you'll find plenty of older men, married or not married, because the marriage means nothing these days, married or not married, you'll find them and they'll date women, whoever, young girls, whoever, date, have a plethora of women and
I'm
they
telling
are
you.
praised for it. You know, they're what you call these, what these men call themselves nowadays. These high value men is what they like to call themselves these days. So
Please.
I know, girl, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. But these high value men out here living their best life, being bachelors, and and society applauds them for it and accepts them. But women, you're not seen the same way, and you're not even looked at or admired like a sexual
At
being
all.
that should be
No.
allowed to experience love and freedom and happiness and joy. You know, and the hate that he had towards her, even attempting to go out to experience life again, it was so loud. I can hear that
Very
hate so
loud.
loud, girl. And it was hurting me
Yes.
because I said, you're just one man. And I know a lot of men are going to agree with this, you know, that you should be at home with the grandkids and not out there in the streets. And I'm like, let this woman live her life. You don't know what she's been through.
Oh God, honestly, I don't think they quite understand how problematic it is. You know what I mean? Like the fact that this man, like you said, the hate, it's just a powerful summary of it. The hate was so loud because I haven't seen this. I'm just hearing this for the first time. And the fact that he even felt the need, they don't see how problematic it is to a woman decided to leave her husband for whatever reason. And you now don't know what the reason is, but you're so livid. How dare she leave him? Even if she just decided she doesn't want to do it again, he was a great man. Even if she just woke up and said, okay, I'm done. But people would say, oh my God, she's terrible. Why is that? Why do you think you have a say into how people kind of live their lives? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like what makes you happy? Something as big as marriage, you know? She decides to walk away from it. And you feel this man are so enraged. How dare she walk out of the bondage?
Mm.
You know
Mm.
what I mean? How dare you walk out of it? Who do you think you are? Like completely enraged by it. Why does that enrage you? Like they have to ask themselves, why is that annoying for you? Why is that something that made you feel so irritated? Like, why is it that when somebody wants to leave a relationship,
Yeah.
if someone else now, it's so bad. It's not even somebody, when it's the woman. Like you're just, because women are just there to be suppressed and oppressed. And it's oftentimes, it's the same thing for when we are in relationships, right? And the men don't want to let go. And they always try
Mm.
to come back, you know, because they just believe that you belong to them. It's just this weird ass possession thing,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, like once you've been stamped by a man, then that's it. You kind of belong to him, or you're off the market now. Basically, you're not really part of it
Mm.
anymore. Not that we're ever really part of it anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And I just hate the pressure, man. I hate the
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
Like she should stay there because it would make you happy. Because
Right.
like, come on, man. Like it's just so ignorant. And like I said, the hate is just so loud.
So
I
loud.
I want us to really step outside of ourselves and think about this. Men and women, whoever's listening, think about it now. If a woman is in a relationship and she is not happy, it doesn't have to be any other reason. If she is not happy, she should leave. She should do
She's
whatever feeds
allowed.
her soul. Yes, she is.
Mm,
She should do whatever
mm,
feeds her soul.
mm.
And like you like to say, she should take her power back.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say, girl, and that's how you claim your power back. When you leave, you
Okay.
claim your power back.
That's exactly what she should
And
do.
that's what Steph's mums did. That's exactly what she did. She claimed her power back,
I'm so
you
proud
know?
of her. I'm so proud of her. And any
Powerful.
other woman in a situation like that,
Mm.
I praise you. I think you're phenomenal. I know firsthand how difficult that is. And I just want to say, stay strong and block out everything and just listen to yourself. Listen to yourself and follow that divine light within, and it will guide you. It will always guide you in the right direction.
Always.
I don't care how much time you've been with somebody, what you've built with them. I don't care if you have kids involved. I don't care what the situation is. Definitely, we're not even going to consider if he's putting his hands on you, cheating on you, disrespecting you, abusing you mentally, emotionally, financial abuse. None of that. Whatever he could be doing, that's an obvious reason to leave. But
Right.
if you just simply want to go, if you just simply are not happy, girl, go. Girl, pack your bags and go. Pack up your babies if you got to, if that's your situation, and go. Do whatever it is you need to do. If it's because of a lack of resources, baby girl, we need to figure out these resources. We need to start connecting with other women and figure out how we can get these resources up. Okay, whatever it is, I need you to go. I need you to do whatever feeds your soul. If you want to stay, stay, baby girl. But if you want to leave, do not allow the pressures from all of those things I just mentioned to make you stay. And that's all I have.
Powerful, girl. Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that because hello. Like, absolutely, bro. Like, that's just, yeah.
Yeah,
Claim your
man.
power back, ladies. This is one way. Again, like we say in the Power of Women, we're kind of showcasing and highlighting instances of situations where we lose our power and how to claim it back. Now, in a situation like this, it's not an easy way, but it's a way. It's a great way to claim your power back.
Okay. Well, that was beautiful, ladies. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you have a powerful rest of your day, ladies. Take your power back. You are beautiful. Do not conform to these societal pressures. And we will see you all next week. Same place.
Bye.